1987's Bad Taste is quite a surprise movie, of course, a very refreshing movie, and a very interesting one. Firstly, it's directed by Peter Jackson, and secondly, this is his first film. The first point's put together. It's directed by him, and it's his first movie. All the way back in '87. Interesting. So Bad Taste. It is a B movie. It's it's a low budget movie, of course. Filmed in New Zealand, and it was filmed over across a number of years on a few weekends or days off, and it's mainly Jackson and his mates. Just hiring from the 16mm camera. His parents used or something, and it's filmed around a small New Zealand town, and obviously just creating this low-budget movie that has became a cult classic. The other thing, of course, is that the alien creatures, of course, they're known as aliens very much, but they are aliens, which are basically it's hard to explain. So the story itself is mainly to do with aliens invading Earth from a small town, especially in Sainsbury, New Zealand, rural New Zealand, and they're harvesting humans. They are for a fast food chain, intergalactic fast food chain. That's what it's about. And obviously, some survivors and a few secret agents come to the island and just try and stop them. That's about it. I think that's the main goal of the movie. Other things to mention about the creatures themselves, the actual creatures that you see on the film posters, the famous, sort of fast food aliens themselves were made by Peter Jackson. He actually made those himself using his mum's oven. Funny enough, that's an interesting fact, that is. And there's actually footage of him actually using the ovens, of course, and I don't know what his mother thought of it, but what his son was doing. Obviously, Peter Jackson would have been in his 20s at this point. Directing the movie, starring in this movie as well. He actually plays two characters. He does. He plays the main guy who plays Derek, who's sort of a very let's say Harry Potter-esque character. You mean like an older sort of psychotic Harry Potter, very much who loves the guns and just loves terrorizing aliens. Obviously, I think that's all. I don't know if that was an idea to actually made a good use of that costume later on in the films. I don't know, who knows, or the actual style in the books. I don't know, but it's basically when you look at it now, you think like he just dresses like Harry Potter. He has like an Uzi, shooting aliens, and obviously part of his brain's falling out. And yes, this film, as I mentioned before, as I've not mentioned this, I haven't mentioned this yet. The film's very gory. It's a horror comedy splatter film. This is, but it's really good. I mean, the practical effects themselves are fantastic. Miniatures themselves, obviously, the house is an interesting highlight. It is. I mean, they built like an actual replica of a house, and shot some the hoist up some cranes, and obviously put a little bit of smoke at the bottom and pretend it's flying off. At the end of the movie, there's some interesting techniques that Peter Jackson uses. I mean, like he uses like a few clips of him when he's as Derek, when clean shaven, glasses, and when you see him as an alien, he's rugged, long hair, has a beard, and pull a little bit of weight on as well. So it's that interesting contrast. Also, some of the death scenes, of course, which like some of the aliens, one alien in particular gets sawn in half. However, they use the interesting idea of putting the actor through, bury the actor himself into the ground, and obviously uses the move around with the torso, which is very inventive. It is very inventive, and the cast themselves, of course. I mean, Jackson and his mates are actually really good. They are. I mean, the cast themselves do fantastic well. I don't know if some of them actually appeared later on in his movies. However, here they're quite good. And for what I gathered, there is a reunion coming out, I think, this year at some point. Empire Magazine have just released, like, was it The Fellowship of the Wrong? It is, or something. And it's the reunion, and it's I think it's the 30th anniversary of Bad Taste is, and the original cast and Peter Jackson are reuniting for this year for this anniversary, which is interesting. And yeah, that's all I can really say about this. And to be honest, this one I can see this is one of my favorite Peter Jackson movies. I mean, his early stuff, like this and Brain Dead and Frighteners, and heavily and heavenly creatures, how good they are. I mean, and there's the other one, I can't remember what he and Fran Walsh used to what written in the late 80s, early 90s. Can't remember what it is though. But who knows? So anyway, Bad Taste. Is it worth? Is it recommended? Absolutely, it is. I mean, it's Sir Peter Jackson's first ever movie that he's ever done. He stars in it, of course. He takes some center stage as well. I mean, in this movie as well. Like he directs it and produces it. He did there's some interesting techniques. The design of the aliens that he made are fantastic. The gore is absolutely good. Though Braindead excels in that gore. I mean, it's very gory in the and for a little interesting fact, they do use actual sheep brains in this movie. I mean, they do actually use actual sheep brains in the movie, of course, for some practical effects, which is like totally bonkers, but really good. And obviously the Swan cast and Jackson's friends, of course, his mates are really good in this movie as well. Interesting, it's a very good Swan cast. An interesting thing: there's no women in this movie whatsoever. No women at all. There's another good fact. So that's my review of Bad Taste from 1997, directed by Peter Jackson, and I will see you for the next review.